Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the next installment of the Eclipse Cathedral. This one specifically, Krakoom. This one specifically will be called the Eclipse Cathedral Forest of Mystery. Krakoom.
Ooh. Yes! Sound effects. Love it.
Yeah, I found something on the soundboard voice mod, so I'm gonna use it.
Awesome. That's right.
Today, did I introduce myself? Did I forget to introduce myself? I am Heartless. I am the DM. I will be playing a number of characters. Titled many characters, because I am the DM. My players who are currently here and present, please introduce yourselves, your characters. Give me a fact about how they sleep.
Who's first? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Am I? No. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Yes, I am.
first.
Okay. Hey! I'm here. I'm awake. I promise. Okay. Hi. My name is AmongtheGentlyMad. You can call me Gently. You can call me Mad. Okay, fact about the way that my gal sleeps. Well, currently my gal has not.
Mhm.
So, but if she
Tasting
did happen to sleep, um probably she would like sleep in like I don't know. There'd probably be like the most uncomfortable looking position, probably slobbering all over the pillow. I mean, let's face it, she's not going to be any, little princess sleeping in her little bed, perfect hair, perfect everything. She's a messy sleeper. So so I guess
Valid.
that's it. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Bluejay. I'm playing Dexion again.
And we love Dexion so much. And Bluejay is gonna like beat me if I keep.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not Bluejay who's gonna do it. It's Dexion. Dexion's gonna break through the fourth wall and beat you over the head with his book.
Can you not say my name right?
Sleep fact. He would be a light sleeper if he didn't have the habit of, staying up at odd hours and then just passing out when he's tired.
So, it would be accurate to say more than once he's been found passed out on a project that he's been working on.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be dangerous considering he is an alchemist type of artificer.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. I think he's like
nobody sleeps
sitting
in
on the
in the
floor.
Eclipse Cathedral.
It's a good thing he's sitting on the floor this time. And I will give you one fun sleep fact about Roderick, aka Sterling. So, the thing about Sterling is he often has nightmares. He has a lot of nightmares when he sleeps, but both Dexion and Laura have observed, because Laura's spent at least 5 years around this kid, and
Okay, all right.
Dexion's known this kid since this kid was 12. So,
All right.
sometimes, when he's tossing and turning from what appears to be a nightmare, suddenly he'll stop, and this kind of bright green swirl will appear around his head, and he'll relax.
Ooh. Interesting.
That's a fun sleep fact for y'all.
That is just so much fun. That's a really fun fact. Oh my goodness.
Not concerning at all.
No, not a bit. Well, no, never.
You wonder and wonder
Okay.
what that might be and what that might entail.
Wonder.
Anyways, last time we were with our lovely crew here.
Yes. Our
um,
completely competent crew who is awesomely good at what they do. Yes.
there was a sit down and a sort of conversation about what's going on here. I say sort of because some people were being not as forthcoming as maybe they should be.
It sure was a conversation.
Communication is a mess. And almost everyone went to sleep except for Laura, who decided that she was too mad to sleep.
Yes.
And was sitting in the corner glaring at everyone as they all fell asleep.
She's just crammed up in the corner with like her knees drawn up under her chin, wrapped her arms around, and she is just glaring at everybody. You know, her eyes are just kind of like dart back and forth. Anytime anybody like snores or something, she's just like looks over at him. She's just angry.
So the good thing is I think the only one who actually snores is Tutu Kid. And that is a child.
Aww.
Rod or Sterling chose to sleep away from the main group of people, closer to the big giant fuck off light wall. And about a couple minutes into him sleeping, you can tell that he's having nightmares again because he's tossing and turning. He's absolutely silent though, so it's not like it's overly disturbing. Everyone else is asleep, and about this time, which you're pretty sure it's getting closer and closer to midnight, Zalbert and that strange rabbit walk through. You glare at Zalbert, and Zalbert sticks his tongue out at you, and it's like a blep. He's blepping at you. And he continues on through with his new friend.
Laura just kind of like blinks, like, what the heck was that about? I don't think she knows how to react to that. Okay, all right. So, lion centaur thing blepped at me. Okay.
You've known this person for at least 3 years or 4. I point at Bluejay. You're right. They did come here 5 years ago, but it wasn't that long after that Zaya revived both Marlo and Lara.
Yeah, but it was less than 5.
Yeah. You've known these people for a while, Lara.
Yes.
You have.
Well, Laura thought she knew them. She thought she did. Did you know them at all? Did you, Laura? Did you?
Yes. This is normal behavior.
And you watch as Zalbert and the strange rabbit tune walks by, and they walk up to Rod, and Zalbert wakes Sterling up from his nightmare, and Rod immediately like flinches and like attacks with Zalbert standing like a couple of inches away, so the swing hand just like flashes by, and you don't really hear what they talk about because they're all the way across the room, and Rod is not being overly loud, and neither is Zalbert. But Rod just kind of goes back to sleep, rolls over in the kind of way of, a teenager's had his sleep been interrupted.
Yes.
And then Zalbert and the rabbit go through the big giant wall.
Interesting.
After a period of time, they come back out and they go to the kitchen.
Okay.
And after a shorter period of time, they come out of the kitchen with like snacks and stuff and head back into the darkened hallway from which they came.
Aha. So they're sneaking off with snacks. How dare they?
And then it got boring for a while because everyone was asleep.
Yep.
In the morning, the first to wake up is the stuttery Nom the monk, who starts doing exercises. The second to wake up is the newly introduced to you, Lincoln, who just kind of stretches his back in that, old man way.
Oh, my back.
And he goes on over and checks out the light wall too, and sticks his head through it, and comes back out of it and is having a whisper shout conversation with Nom, which awakens the Roderick, who I will Hereford refer to as Rags, who also has a whisper conversation with them before sticking his head through the wall, and then Nom also sticks his head through the wall, and after all that is over, you watch as all of them kind of like, whoa, wide-eyed sort of feeling. They go into the kitchen. You do know that kind of while they were doing that, Valence had walked through and headed into the kitchen.
Okay.
Um.
Yes, indeed. Why the fuck are they all sticking their heads in the wall?
Dragon.
We just don't know. Laura is probably at this point like in that kind of like, that stage you're not quite asleep, but you're just like so tired. It's like, you're just like,
Yeah.
She's probably at that point, but then everybody starts sticking their head in the wall. And for a minute, like it doesn't register to her because I think she actually thinks they're like sticking their head in the wall per se, and she's having some kind of weird hallucination. And then she's just like, "Oh yeah, that's all right, the stupid wall thing. All right."
And then after like a few minutes, a rather tall woman in a long simple white dress with bronze hands and feet walks through. She doesn't really pay any attention to you at all. You haven't really met her.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
So Laura doesn't really know her.
Mm-hmm.
So Laura
this is
just
what
like
she
kind
looks
of.
like.
Oh yes, let's see.
She's also got feathers and really long red hair. And when she looks sort of in your direction, and it looks like she's actually looking out the window, her eyes are. She has multiple eyes, and they're all glowing.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's normal, right? Okay. Sure. Yeah, we're cool. We're cool with that. Huh. What the heck?
And she clank into the kitchen.
Okay. Laura is now a little bit more awake because, well, hey, yeah, that was weird. Okay. So she's just like she's just like thinking to herself. She's just like mutters under her breath. She's just like, God, how many people are in this stupid cathedral?
So many.
So many. So, but at this point, she decides she's going to get up and go in the kitchen too. I don't know if she's going to be particularly friendly, but
Mm-hmm.
Right now, she's just like, I feel horrible. I haven't slept all night. I need
So,
coffee.
yeah, as you get up and head to the kitchen, you actually run into Valence coming out of the door.
Mhm.
Hold on a minute. Oh, Laura, I made this food for you. It's eggs. Do you want it?
It's what?
Eggs. It's scrambled eggs.
Laura does that little slow blink. You have to understand, she's not quite on it. She's just like, eh, letter X. No, eggs. Oh, eggs. Oh yeah.
Breakfast.
Right. Breakfast. She just kind of like takes the eggs and she looks down at the eggs. She's kind of like, person is being suspiciously nice to me. What is that?
She looks down at the eggs and they're nice and hot. There's like there's
They're in a
steam.
smiley face.
You're not sure. There's you look at the eggs and you find a smiley face like poked into them. And there's a fork. And
Laura's like,
Valence puts both of his hands on the other plate he was holding.
She's just kind of like, okay. Eggs are smiling. Okay. Alright.
I hope you like them.
Thanks, I guess. Do you guys have any coffee, something caffeinated?
I think I think Salver has the coffee maker in the lab.
Yeah.
But I can get you a cup of coffee if that's what you want.
Oh, okay. She like turns around and she's like she's trying to orient herself here. She's just like, which way is the lab again?
Just follow me.
Okay, all right. She's just walking along with her little plate of eggs.
Valence goes through the secret door.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is a change from this changes what happens in the FPS with Axiom, but we're going to ignore that and
Yeah, that's why when we were talking about it, I said, if I'm allowed to, which probably won't be the case.
It's okay. We'll just pretend that Vexus was just like really out of it after having slept in the hallway on the floor.
I mean, how comfortable is it out there? I mean, come on, it's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable at all in the hallway.
Exactly. Still on the floor.
Yes.
Yes.
Poor Lara's butt was numb when she got up. It was just wow.
That's also because Lara did not put out her bedroll.
Yes.
She was being very stubborn. Anyways.
She's being very stubborn and she's going to regret that so much. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. You follow Valence into the darkened hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, is Valence is not actually taller than you, is he? Let me double check this. I have a curious question for my own thoughts. Lara, come here. Yeah, actually, Valence is taller than you. So, this is why Vexus did not notice you, because Vexus noticed Valence, and you're just kind of sticking behind Valence, and Vexus and Valence have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Valence saying that he made the other plate of eggs for Dexion.
Okay. All right. Question. There
Hmm.
is a fork or spoon or some kind of eating contrivance in this dish,
Oh
right?
yeah. There's
Okay.
the fork. The fork is provided.
Awesome.
Vexus
Complimentary fork. I love it.
Vexus stumbles up off the floor and goes out the door and walks. He looks kind of exhausted, but you're
Mhm.
a lot more exhausted than he looks.
No sympathy.
And you follow Valence into the door to the right,
Mhm.
and Dexion. We'll just do this again.
Sure.
Redux. Dexion. Valence has come in and he offers you the plate of food.
Oh, she's got another.
I'd made this for you, Dexion. It's breakfast.
He was woken up by that.
Mm-hmm.
So he like sits up and removes Oddmond.
Oddmond goes.
Oh. Oh, you disturbed the cat. No.
Sets Oddmond on Olive instead.
Oddmond just kind of like butts. I don't know if Oddmond's a female or a male. Oddmond butts their head up against Olive's like stomach, chest area, and then gets up and imperiously walks out. Don't ask how they're opening the door. I don't have the time to explain it.
The door opens for them. That's just how
Exactly.
much the amount of respect we have for this.
Yep. He accepts the eggs and says, "Thank you, Valence."
And Valence smiles and says, I hope you like them. I'm gonna go back to the kitchen. Laura, the coffee's over there. And he points to the coffee machine. And Olive just kind of...
Laura steps back very quickly.
And then you wonder why you're stepping back out of the way for this tiny mouse.
Yes. There's some kind of weird fight or flight response going on here that we don't quite understand.
And Olive
Dexion gives Valence a tired smile, and then the smile very quickly goes away.
Laura just hurries on over to the coffee machine. We're just gonna get coffee. We're not gonna focus on anything else. We have eggs, coffee. We're good.
Well, there's a line of cups filled with coffee on the edge of one of the tables.
Unfortunately, they're stale.
Yeah, but you can still drink it if you want.
Laura finds that out very quickly because she does take one. She's like, "Oh, coffee," and she picks it up and she tastes it. She's like, "Oh, coffee."
Yeah, it was made yesterday. You can tell just by how it tastes.
It's not so good. Nah. All right, so we're gonna start brewing up a first cup of coffee here. Do I have to roll for brewing coffee?
No, you know how to brew coffee.
Right.
Mostly probably because Zalbert has taught you how to use the coffee machine.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit. We're gonna get a little bit of bean juice today. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Laura is
bean
completely
soup.
occupied with that. That's right. Laura's completely occupied with getting herself a nice cup of coffee, and there you go. So it's just her and Dexion in there, right?
So Olive toddles out the door. And now it's just her and Dexion.
Laura breathes an audible sigh of relief when the child leaves.
And Dexion leaves too.
Yeah.
So
Well, she's brewing the coffee.
Yeah, just is. All right. Well, anyway, Laura's just like, huh, okay. And she just starts poking her eggs around. She tastes one. Pretty good. All right. This is decent eggs. Um, the
Is
coffee
it?
machine is Dexion's, not Zalbert's. I'm so sorry. Oh my
I didn't
goodness.
know, okay?
Oh my god.
But I feel like Zalbert would teach Laura how to use it, even though it's Dexion's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Dexion, it's
probably.
got like a big sticker on the front of it that says this belongs to Dexion.
There's a sticker on the pot that says, stop drinking out of this pot.
It would be the most likely to drink it right out of the pot.
Oh
Not
my god.
Laura. Amazingly enough, not Laura, because Laura is very much a coffee person, and she likes it in the cup. But who would drink it straight out of the thing?
Axiom would, staring down Dexion as he's drinking it.
Yes. So it's like, do not drink out of the thing, especially you, Axiom.
No, that would make him do it more. Vexus did it in the Olive FPS, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
I think Zalbert might have as well.
Suffering. Oh my goodness.
This whole place is a mess. So,
I know.
Laura, you have finished brewing your coffee.
Uh-huh.
And this tastes 10 times better than those cups of coffee that have been left out to rot and go stale. And you're feeling strangely energized because this is the fourth second wind that you've gotten while being awake, and you've now got caffeine.
Yes. She's caffeinated and she's ready to go for however long she is able to go until she falls on her face. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, she's eating up the eggs, and she's just like, she just is like holding, she holds the cup with both hands, and she's just holding it, and she's just like, oh yeah. She's just like sipping it. It's just so good. It's so good.
So, you've now finished up your breakfast, and you've had your coffee, so you're feeling ready to take on the day.
Yep.
You are aware that today is the day in which you must, quote-unquote, go through your room. Now, what that even means is not something you're 100% on.
No. She just knows that somehow or another she's got a room in this crazy cathedral. She has no idea what that entails. But she's just kind of like, okay, well, whatever it is, I'm going to face it. I have a nice cup of coffee. She's probably going to have another cup of coffee just to be sure. Get ready to suffer, Laura. Yeah, you're going to suffer, girl. So she pops the dish down and the cup after she's done. She's down. She's got 2 cups of coffee in her now, so she's ready to go. And she pokes her head back out the kitchen and is just like looking around.
Okay, so you walk out of the lab because that's where you are.
Lab. There you go. Yep.
And you walk out of the darkened hallway into the room where most of the people were. The only people left now in this room is that strange robot named Alexa, who you just met yesterday. She seems to be waking up or booting up. You're not quite sure how that works. And Sterling, or as you know him much, much better, Roderick, who is rolling up his bedroll.
Laura gets down and she's just like, she crouches down next to Dee, and she just kind of like
Next
turns her
to
head.
D, you mean
D.
Alexa?
Alexa, sorry. Assign D by. D, I'm so
D,
sorry.
D, where
D,
are
you're
you?
missing this. D, you are missing this. It is gold. Oh my gosh! Please come to us. Come to us. Summon the D. So anyway, excuse me, Alexa. All right, so she crouches down in front of Alexa, and she sits. She crouches down, looks in front, and she like turns her head a little bit. She turns her head this way a little bit, and then she looks over at Roderick, and she's just kind of like, is like. So she just kind of shrugs her shoulders, and she's just like, she kind of rolls her shoulders, and she's just like, okay, all right, so. Yeah. Breakfast, coffee, robot. What do we do now?
Roderick just kind of finishes putting away his bedroll and stands up. Well, I had something already for breakfast. I don't know, but I get the funny feeling that if we can find Vexus or Dexion, they'd know what to do next.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, sure. I mean, Laura's feeling very awkward in this. It's just like she's just like, okay, we're gonna go through her room. She's not really sure what that entails. She's trying to keep it cool, but just be like, okay, hey, whatever. We're going through the room, and last time she checked with Dexion, Dexion wasn't particularly happy with her. She's just feeling awkward turtle today, guys. Like
That's
what in the world do we do now? And she's like, I think he was in the kitchen or something. I don't know.
yeah, I think he actually went into that other room over there. Sterling said, pointing to the second door, which leads into some kind of control room. You've walked into there before, and you've been in there before. You don't
Okay.
really understand the devices in there, but you've seen
It's
some
still in a
things in
bad
there.
mood. Oh no.
There was a moment in time where you saw something that you recognized almost like it was from a dream.
Yes. It kind of freaked her out. That wasn't. One does not expect to see one's dreams projected up onto a screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a little weird there. Okay. Well, Laura just is kind of like, she just makes like, she does like this big showy, like, after you gesture,
Mm-hmm.
to Roderick. Like, well, I guess we need to go find Dexion. And she mispronounced his name again.
Yeah, I guess we do need to find Dexion.
Yep. I guess we do.
Roderick just kind of reaches up and tightens his ponytail. Takes a breath and then just kind of walks into the control room where Dexion is sitting at the controls. What you doing here?
Rip to us indeed.
He's just, I don't know, kind of doodling in a notebook. And he's got, like, he's flipping through all the different rooms where people are.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of see, you can't hear what they're talking about, but like to see their positions and if anything's happening,
Mm-hmm. So as you're flipping through, you see, you see Lincoln, the other Roderick, and Nom, all in a kind of like very full bedroom. You see Axiom and Vexus having some sort of conversation, and Axiom's
Oh,
holding a
no.
knife.
That's concerning.
You-
Laura immediately, both of her hands clap over her middle part protectively, because we have reactions to pointy things now. Okay.
You see Zalbear, Tutu Kid, and Olive in the middle of some kind of forest, in which
Mhm.
Olive seems to have her axe out and is running towards something or someone, and Tutu Kid's waving their arms around in the air emphatically and looking very upset.
Waving
and,
their hands in the air like they just don't care.
and
Okay.
Zalbear is sipping some apple juice.
Well,
And I just described the title card for the Super Forest.
There you go. All right.
So-
So now we are in the control room, and is this what we're
Reasonably-
seeing on the screen again, or?
the reason for keeping watch is so that if something bad happens, you can do something about it. And Axiom with the knife is pretty bad.
But when you flip back to Axiom with a knife, you do see that the knife is now gone, but the two are still like kind of in a tense sort of situation until Axiom just like turns and walks away from Vexus, and Vexus follows him.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the moment of you quickly flipping through, the situation seemed to have resolved itself.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Cool.
uh,
Oh, and somewhere the Eclipse Cathedral dog bark.
you hear echoing through some sort of like dimensional rift, a dog is barking.
Cool. We don't need to worry about that dimensional rift or anything.
It's cool. The dog is always barking. Anyways,
The dog is in fact a very good dog.
Roderick kind of clears his throat and goes, Dexion, sorry to bother you, but we were wondering what we're supposed to do. There's not a real clear there was a lot of information yesterday.
Yes. Give me a second. I need to think of what to say.
While he's doing that, Laura's head slowly emerges from behind, and she just like has this big fake grin on her face, and she's just like,
God.
"Hi." She just a little wave. Hi,
So-
Dex.
He ignores that.
As it should.
So both of you have a room here made from your memories. Lara, yours is on the 5th floor. Sterling, no, he says Roderick. That was just,
Yep.
I was reading off my notes. Roderick, yours is on the 11th floor. And so you will need to go through there. There will be some kind of challenge of varying difficulty that you will need to complete, as well as people from your memories that you will have to interact with. And when you're done, there will be a door.
All right. It's a lot simpler. Thank you.
Okay. Hold on a second. This is Laura talking. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Got that. go through the room, do whatever, come out. The big question here is, why are we doing this?
Well, the good answer would be because Naomi needs to process the memories so she can get rid of them. But while you have your rooms here, she can also read your thoughts. Or, not Naomi, the Cathedral can read your thoughts. And so if you don't want that,
Laura's
it would
frowning.
be good to get through your room as fast as possible.
And
Laura's making a face.
who's Naomi again?
Yeah, who's Naomi and what business is it of hers what's in my head?
He sighs. Oh boy, I guess I'm explaining things today.
Yep, we're sure explaining here.
You've seen the Asimar out and about, haven't you?
Oh, that's Naomi then.
Yes.
You mean that the redhead with the metal hands and feet and stuff?
Yes, that one.
And the multiple eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
Laura's kind of like, okay. Again, why are we doing this?
Because if we don't, thoughts are still in the cathedral, and I don't. What else kind of explanation do you need, Lara?
What look. It's just. Why does the cathedral have my thoughts anyway? Why is the stupid pile of rocks looking into my head? It doesn't have any business in here. I've got enough stupid people in my head as it is, without a stupid building looking in my head and a creepy multi-eyed person thing reading my thoughts
And Roderick flinches at that.
Laura, in entering the cathedral, you have given it access to your thoughts.
I didn't see any contract or anything that I was supposed to sign saying, oh, hey, by the way, when you go in here, you're going to have access to all your thoughts.
Laura would
It's
like
stop.
to have given her own consent for this, and she did not give
Yes,
consent, and she's
exactly.
very upset.
Exactly. She's very angry. I mean, look. My thing was, all I knew was I had to go and get up with you guys again, and come in this stupid cathedral, which has way too many stairs, and now I come in here and I she doesn't know what to say. She just sits. She just like crosses her arms and she just turns around in a huff, and she's just like, everybody's just like, you got to do this. You got to do this, Laura. You got to go through your room. You got to do this because people are reading your mind. People are living in your head. Well, get out of my damn head.
You can choose not to and face the consequences.
Well, the consequences don't sound very good either.
Exactly.
She's got her hands clasped. She's pretty incensed. She's just like,
Laura, why don't we just go through your room, and then then this building will be out of your head. That's how it works,
why don't we go
right?
through your room? Why don't we go through your room first, and then I can see maybe what's in store for what's going on with me. I mean, you guys just want me to take this on, oh, just do this. Everything will be okay.
I'm going with you. What do you think I was suggesting? We go into your room.
You go in your room first. She's pouting.
Roderick looks over at Dexion for help.
He looks a little bit amused. That is another thing. Apparently, it is not good to go through your room alone, so you will have to go together.
You guys, her arms folded, by the way. She's like, you guys are telling me that I just have to go through my room and everything's going to be okay. And apparently it's not a room that like I can go through by myself, which doesn't sound very reassuring, I have to say. And she just like she takes her little thingies, her hair bob thingies, and she just pulls them down, and she's just like, ugh.
I'm as lost as you are in this. I just got here.
Dexion's tired.
This is tired.
Hey man, this is the tired crew.
This is the tired crew. We're all so tired. We're so very tired.
And Alexa has been left behind because she's still rebooting in her freaking room.
Oh.
In the room behind you.
Rip.
Sorry.
Laura just like she finally she throws her hands up and she's just like, you know what, I need a few minutes to think about every damn thing. And she just turns around and she starts going out the door.
Which door?
Whichever one's closest, I guess. Maybe she's going to the closet.
So Laura, you turn around, you go out the door, and you're back in the what I will call the resting room again. It's the giant room with stained glass windows and the giant big fuck off light wall. The robotic tune sitting by the windows seems to have come across an exception in her rebooting process. This is how I'm going to stall because Dee's not here.
Dee, no. Well, Laura just comes. There's nobody else in there, right?
Nope. There is
Okay.
absolutely nobody else in here, and there is the light wall. You could go through the light wall if you want to.
Laura just, well, first of all, Laura goes over there and she just like looks over to Alexa and she's just like, and she just goes and she just plops down next to Alexa. She folds her arms. She is just like folded her arms up and stuff, and she's like, I hate this. They, who the heck gave them the right go through my head and get in my head? And I know you're listening, Thea. You're probably here listening right now, and
I can't
nobody has a
help
right.
but
Nobody right.
listen. You talk a lot.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to take a joyride in my head, and you didn't even tell me. You just all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, surprise! I'm hitching a ride in your head. My memories are my own. I don't want other people looking at them. She's actually sounding like she's getting like kind of worked up and a little bit upset at this point. And she's just like, I can't be by myself. I can't even sit here and talk to myself without people interfering. She just screws her. She just makes her lips very thin, and she just like she's got like kind of like that angry. I'm trying not to cry face, but not doing a very good job of it. So
If I knew you were going to be like this, I would have left you dead.
yeah. Oh, gee, thanks, Zaya. That makes me feel a lot better. She's just pouting.
So back in the control room, where Roderick has just kind of watched Laura go.
Roderick hears Dexion mutter, "Yeah, take your time. We're not in a rush or anything."
She really is always this difficult. Roderick says as he just kind of backs into the corner and leans against it.
So, since Alexa doesn't seem to be awake yet, and Lara is your only other option, I could go through your room with you.
I think if I recall correctly, Axiom, why is Axiom the expert on this? He said that it should be more than one person, more than two people, didn't he?
Dexion scowls and says he knows too much.
I should have listened to him a little better. Thought he was just shit talking.
Oh?
And Roderick just kind of freezes a little bit, realizing what he's said, and he just kind of looks down at his feet. It's kind of hard to believe when Axiom starts going off about, I don't know, copyright and other timelines. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, you would think so.
I started to really think about it when Lexa showed me that soul that she rescued.
That soul?
It was a soul in a jar. And I heard that the reason why it wasn't in a body was ultimately because of Zaya. And the reason there was a huge kidnapping incident here in Timeless Hollow was ultimately because of him too. And you know, she's really fucking convincing. And then I was just thinking, and he lifts his hands and just kind of flexes them about Rose, my weapon. And some of the things he's always said to me started to not really line up.
Yes, that's how it is, isn't it?
I'm ashamed.
Ashamed that you didn't figure it out sooner?
That I didn't listen to Axiom, try to talk to you or Vexus or Zalbert about it. Just kind of crosses his arms over his chest.
Now, why would Axiom suggest talking to me?
If you have left the display on Axiom's room, you hear through the monitor, yeah, you should talk to Dexion.
God. He looks so tired.
I love this. Oh, this is delightful.
And Roderick just kind of glances over at the monitor and just kind of looks back down at his feet. I don't know. Why would he say something like that? And in the silence, we go back to Laura, who's actually,
Yeah.
after Zaya piped up like once, has not spoken again.
So
So
she's
you-
continuing to talk to Alexa, who's just kind of like slumped over here. Boop, 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 boop. Because, I mean, what the heck? Might as well talk to somebody who's not listening anyway. It's actually a relief, you know. She's just like finally she's just been talking about a whole bunch of junk, you know, and stuff like that, and mostly
Mhm.
grumbling about Zaya and you know all that good stuff, and you know, and then
Mhm.
finally she's just like, and she sighs. She puts her hands in her head, and she gets up. She rubs her face, and she heads back into the control room.
Mhm. And the scene you see is Dexion looking at Roderick, who is looking at his feet with his arms crossed over, and he looks it's hard to describe expressions on Roderick's face because he is among most of the members of the Order, he is one of the ones who expresses the least.
Mm-hmm.
And you have noticed that, Laura.
Mm-hmm. Well, Laura just walks up there. She crosses her arms again, and she's just like, all right, let's go see the shit show.
Alright. Okay.
Which one first?
Well, you said that Lara's room is on level 5, right?
Yes.
We could go there
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I guess so. Laura's
Okay.
just like, she can tell she's not happy. She's just kind of like got this sort of resigned look on her face, like, okay, whatever. This is going to happen whether I want it to or not. So,
Mhm.
you know. So she turns on her heel and she's just like, come
Uh,
on, let's just go to the stupid 5th floor and get this over with.
yeah, This way, right? Roderick lifts his hand and points toward the opposite door. So,
Laura turns around. She's like, yeah, okay, all right, fine, that way. She just stalks off. She stalks past them. She meant to do that.
So, yeah, Dexion gets out of their chair and saying it for the recording, he does still put an alarm on the thing.
Well, he did that when he got into the room. Yes.
Yeah.
I recognize that. Yes. All right.
All right, so off we go.
So, you walk through that door, Laura, and you enter this room that's filled to the brim with bottles, bits, and bobs. This is the memory room. And standing there is the Azamar, who was mentioned earlier, and she seems to be organizing the bottles on the table.
Laura just kind of like, she goes in there, like she stalks off. Presumably they're coming behind her, and she kind of stops and she just looks at him, and she's just kind of like, all right, what do I have to do to get this over with?
She just blinks and looks up and over at you. Oh, hello, Laura.
Hi.
Just go down to the 5th floor and go through your room. Yours should be simple.
Yeah. Simple.
And
Sure.
she just kind of smiles at you.
Laura is not smiling back. Laura is just, she's just, whew.
Roderick comes through the door after you, but Naomi says, do you want a hint? Do you want an answer? Is that why you're still here?
She talking to Laura, or is she talking to Roderick?
She's talking right at you, Laura.
Oh, okay. Laura folds her arms again. She's just kind of like, she looks over to the side, and she's just kind of like, I suppose this is just something that other people want from me. So I'd rather just go ahead and get it all over with. I'd just as soon go by myself, but apparently you got to go in there with other people. So, I don't know what I want.
Naomi sets a bottle down, and you hear this, Dexion, because you come through the door last, and Roderick kind of stepped to the side, but hadn't said anything. And Naomi sets down the bottle, and she clank, 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 walks over to you, Laura. And she's awfully tall. She's like 6'2". She is 6'2", but she reaches down and offers a hand towards you. And she goes, do you want to know the reason why?
Laura just kind of like, she just looks at her hand, and she looks up at Naomi, and she just like, she looks over at Roderick and Dexion, and she's just kind of like, her eyes are just going back and forth. She's like, is this part of the thing? We have like some kind of weird metaphysical discussion here or something, and then we go in the room. I don't understand.
No tricks. I just can explain better if I connect with your mind.
Aren't you already in my head?
No. The cathedral holds your memories, but I cannot actually access them without
Laura's kind of like,
contact.
Laura's just like, she's still got her arms folded against her, and she's just kind of like, she just like looks at her hand again. She looks up at it. She looks over at Roderick and Dexion again, and she
Roderick
turns.
looks a
She
little
turns.
lost.
Yeah. She's like, she just like kind of looks at her. She's just like, I've always done stuff by myself. I can do this by myself, I guess. And she turns away from Naomi.
Mm.
Woo!
All right.
She probably did. That's probably a stupid thing, but that's Laura.
Maybe I can tell you later why. And Naomi turns away and starts organizing the
Mhm.
bottles again.
Yeah, there you go. Yay. Everybody's yelling like, "Ah!" I know that's
like,
probably the.
geez, Laura has wanted answers this whole time, and now that she's been offered answers, she's not taking them.
It's the principle of the thing at this point.
Gods.
I
Sounding.
know.
Good job.
She's such a prideful child. She's just like,
Okay.
I'll just do this by myself. So
And you
Incredible.
walk away through. Dexion, are you going to say anything to Naomi before you leave?
mhm.
Did you get something from
Naomi
the
pauses
last person who walked up the stairs?
and looks over at Dexion and goes, yes. But Vexus told me not to show it to anyone else.
I see.
And yes, Laura heard that as Laura was heading through the door. Roderick's following after her.
Okay. Yeah, Dexion's leaving that there.
Laura gets up to the door, I guess, and she just like
Mhm.
puts a hand on the door and she just pauses a second and she turns around and she looks over at Naomi and she looks over at Roderick and Dexion and she's just like, okay, why can't I do this by myself? Huh? Why do they have to come in here with me? Why can't I
No,
just go in there and take care of it myself? Get this whole stupid thing over and done with and let y'all just do whatever. Why can't I do it by myself? I want to do it by myself. I don't want you coming in here with me.
Naomi turns and looks. Because if you go through it alone, you will have no support.
I have never had support. I've done everything by myself. What
Roderick
difference does
just
it make?
kind of looks down at his shoes.
Uh, Laura's hands just kind of like tighten on the door. She's got like her hands like in a fist and stuff, and she's just like, "I'm fine. I can do this by myself. I don't. I don't need you. I don't need you, Roderick. I don't need you, Dexion. I don't need you, multi-eye person.
I'm Naomi.
All right, fine, Naomi. I don't need you. I don't need anybody.
This
I have need."
this isn't about you needing other people. It's the cathedral explained it to me that those who come here have a hard time facing their memories alone. So they come in groups. And Naomi looks a little mystified.
Mm-hmm. Laura just kind of like goes, I don't know that makes any difference. If I faced the memory before by myself, I went through it by myself. What difference does it make now if I go through it again by myself?
Are you sure that you face this memory by yourself?
I'm not sure of anything anymore. Laura turns around and she goes over there. She goes over there to Naomi,
Mm-hmm.
and she just stops in front of her. And she looks at her hands again. She looks up at her, and she's just kind of like, all right. She just sticks her hands out. She just sticks her hand out to Naomi. She's just like, here, just do whatever weird shit you're gonna do, and let's get it over and done with.
Okay, I hope this will help you understand. And Naomi very, very gently takes your hands, Laura, and suddenly
Mm-hmm.
you're looking through Naomi's eyes. And you're
That's what.
experiencing waking up for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really a voice, it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
There is someone you have to help. There is someone
Mm-hmm.
you have to piece together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're small.
Mm-hmm.
You're much smaller than Naomi is now.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk alone to what you know is the resting room and through the wall and up to the dragon on the pedestal, who shifts to someone you feel like you've seen before in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And you get this feeling, this urge from Naomi's perspective of, I have to put this person back together. They are important. And then the scene shifts, and you hear voices that you don't recognize, like echo, like from somewhere, like they're in the room with you, but there's no one there. And you understand, only because this is how Naomi understands it. You understand that you must collect these people's memories and sort through them to find pieces of this person that you must put back together. And that this is what the Eclipse Cathedral was created for. This is what you were created for. You being Naomi. The scene flashes. You hear voices you recognize. Marlowe's, Vexus's, Zalber's, Dexion's, Axioms. You hear these voices echo around, and you know that means that people have come into the Eclipse Cathedral again. And you must once again sort through the memories that the stairs, that the fog in the Eclipse Cathedral collects, and try to find more pieces of this person that you're trying desperately to piece back together. And the scene shifts, and you see Marlowe and Vexus. And you hear Marlowe, and he says, I just want my soul back. And you hear yourself say, without words coming out of your mouth, I can help you. And then you see Marlowe turn to fairy dust, but it's not aggressive, it's soft and peaceful. And you get the sense that Marlowe's not dead. Not forever. And you turn to Vexus, and the words you hear echoing from yourself, which is Naomi, why do you want to help? And then you come back to yourself as Naomi gently withdraws her hands from you. And she says, I just have to.
Laura kind of like she looks at her hand and she just kind of like flexes it for a second. And she's got a real poker face going on.
Roll
But,
me a deception check.
Yeah. Well, she's trying to do poker face, we should say. If it's successful or not, that just depends. But,
Mm-hmm.
alright. Deception. Okay. And I have to do it like, I have to do 2 for these, right? And take the lower one, correct?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Okay, 16 plus 6 is 22. Let me roll it again.
Mm-hmm.
10 plus 6 equals 16.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a 16. Let me roll for Naomi's insight.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, Naomi? There you are, Naomi.
Naomi's so sweet.
Nat 20? Yeah.
Nice. We're not hiding anything from her.
Oh wait, that was okay. Hold on. I rolled the wrong dice. Dang it.
Ah!
No, that's a 2 plus 6.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So she failed it, or
Yeah.
who failed?
I point at Dexion. Does Dexion care enough to roll an insight on what's happening right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait.
Roderick knows though.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got a
Roderick knows
17
all.
plus 1 on his insight.
Roderick knows all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everyone but Naomi knows.
What the heck? Oh, poor Naomi. She's just too preoccupied with everything else she's got to do. So that's understandable. Well, I guess what they're seeing here is just I would say just a lot of confusion. It's kind of like this is like all of a sudden we're realizing something here for the first time that we haven't really thought about. And there's like this sort of like mix of emotions here of like confusion and still a bit of distrustfulness, because that's just Laura, because
Mm-hmm.
it's just hard for her to trust anybody. And there's also maybe a little bit of maybe sympathy towards Naomi, that that all of a sudden it's kind of like she's sitting there, she's thinking like, well, who, her thing of it is, it's like, well, she I think she sort of maybe gets that there's something not quite fair here to
Mm-hmm.
Naomi.
I feel like Laura's starting to understand that it's really not anyone's fault for Laura's memories being exposed to the cathedral. This is just how the cathedral works. And now Laura knows why it's doing this.
Why? Okay.
And the why
Well,
is it has to put the dragon that you saw back together.
Yes. Okay. All right. So Laura just kind of like, she just goes, okay. And she turns around and she's like, she starts heading towards the door again. She's like, all right, well, let's go do this, I guess.
Okay.
She seems a little bit, she's a little bit more reserved than she was. There
Mhm.
wasn't, it's not quite so much anger, but just kind of like, kind of like, okay, this is what we're doing here. Well,
Mhm.
all right.
Laura finally understands after asking for answers
She
forever.
understands. We have understanding. Oh my God, she understands. She
Mhm.
understands.
And Roderick just kind of slowly nods. Okay. All right. Dexion.
Section's got the look of someone going like, yeah, that's words are not working. I've been thinking about how to describe this for like 2
Mhm.
minutes.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I figured this would happen. It's about time.
It's about time.
That's long enough.
That's a good explanation of Dexion's expression. All right, so you guys leave the memory room and walk into Naomi's room. Now, Laura, you've been through this room before, and it's certainly one that, as your time that you've passed here at the Eclipse Cathedral, you know that this is where Naomi sleeps and draws things and lives, and where some of the other people who have been hanging around the cathedral just generally hangs out. You've seen Dexion haunting the bookcase a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's nothing unusual. It's a room. And you head out and into the stairwell. Now, I have a question. Is everyone going to be quiet until we get to the fifth level? Because if so, we're going to take a break right here.
Okay. Well, I don't know that Laura has a lot to say. She's just kind of like, okay, we're doing this, So she's just like, ugh, goddamn stairs again.
Hey, at least you're going down.
Yes, exactly. It's a lot better than going up. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything. If you guys don't have anything,
Nah.
And Roderick's just gonna hold his silence. So we're gonna take a break.
all right.
Little break here, and then we'll come back in front of Laura's door.
Oh boy, the moment of reckoning.
The moment of truth in which I break out another Irish accent.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be fun.
Boy. Fun time, fun time. Okay. And just so you guys know, I am having a devil of a time getting on roll 20. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get on it or not.
Haha, it is second title card time.
Woohoo!
Because I have convinced everyone to go to Lara's room first. Yes!
Yay! I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I am very excited as well.
Yes. I would probably be even more excited if I could figure out how to get on Roll20.
Do you just
I
want
don't
another
like
link?
this. Oh, Jeebus. Let's see here. Okay. Well, see, the thing of it is, it's just I want to think that I've got the password right, and I know I've got the what's find me another link, just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe you just need to reset your password, because I have times where I forget my password all the time.
Yeah. Well, see, with the Roll20 thing, it's like apparently, I guess you can only like it signs you out each time or something weird like that.
Mm. Yeah, mine signs me out too. I just have my password saved. I'm a cheater like that.
Okay. Dankeschön.
Bitteschön.
Okay. Are we gonna do it? Yes, we're gonna do it. Woohoo! Yay! All right, awesome. I'm in. Let's launch this baby.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yes. All right.
Right, I'll set up for Sterling's room. Because there is going to be combat in Sterling's room.
Oh, nice. nice. Okay, got everything. Yeah.
Oh.
I think I'm ready to go.
Oh, you gotta mute yourself on Roll20.
Oh dear. Oh. Okay. Gasp. Okay. I can do this. Okay. I think I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. Excellent.
Look at the lovely art that Soda made.
Let me see. All right, hang on. All right. Let me see.
I put it in the Rolling Thunder zone.
Ooh! Oh my goodness! Oh, I'm so excited! Oh my gosh! Look at that! Oh, that's so cool! I'm excited! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Look at it! That's awesome! I love that. Oh, my darling!
Soda was like, okay, do you want a high tens one and like both be high tens or one high tens and wide one joking? I was like, make the one for the high tier Bard Academy joking, yes.
Yes.
And then Soda was like, what if I do anime? I'm like, yes, do it.
Yes. Could not emphasize that enough. Yes. This is beautiful. I love this. I will love this and treasure this.
Yes.
I just wish, D, darling
D.
D.
I am trying to give D as much time as possible because realistically we would quote unquote need Alexa for Roderick / Sterling's room. But because
basically, maybe we can just sort of fuck around in Laura's room for a little bit.
I
Stall.
mean, we do have to fuck around in Laura's room for a little bit because Laura has to go through her room.
Yes, whether she likes it or not, she's gonna go through her room. She just might as well accept.
You will get therapy, says the Eclipse.
Yes, we will slam dunk you into. Oh, but yeah, I mean, she's just a very, very prickly little person. She is, which I mean, I guess I can understand why. She's just not inclined to be trusting of people, and just
that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Especially since the first piece of news she got here is that her best friend is dead.
Yeah, I know. I mean, come on. That cannot put you in a good mood there.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Oh, now she knows why he's quote unquote dead.
Yes. Because of the cathedral. Yes, something like that.
Because he told Naomi that he wanted his soul back. And the cathedral and Naomi said, I can help.
So they're like, whoosh, there's your soul back. You get a soul. And you get a soul.
Murders you so you get your soul back.
There you go. Oh, you want a soul? Okay, I'm going to murder you to death to get it. All right. So basically, I think I'm trying to think of it in terms of what Laura is understanding here. So basically, she gets now that Naomi it's not anything that people are doing out. It's not anything malicious that they're trying to do or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of this is something that's just got to be done. And and Marlowe, I guess I don't know. Could you say that he just kind of sacrificed himself? So
the feelings you got was that that was what Marlowe wanted.
Yes, exactly.
And the look of peace on his face is how you got that.
Yeah.
So this is not.
That part is great.
Yes. Yes.
I imagine she's probably got some mixed emotions there because on one hand, it's just kind of because she kind of saw it through Naomi's eyes. She's just like, oh yeah, okay, that's why this happened. And then on the other hand, she might, I don't know, she might feel like, what the heck? Why'd you do that for?
Yeah. Why'd you do that? What you do that
for? Yeah. you just decided to just fuck off and leave me? I mean,
yeah,
come
you
on.
abandoned me, you asshole!
You asshole! The one person I thought I knew.
I'm alone. I've always been alone. I've always done everything by myself, and I have no friends.
And Roderick coughs behind Laura.
Exactly.
Wow.
I'm a bit of a lone wolf, you know.
Roderick's just like, wow, I guess I'm chopped liver.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she doesn't. Jeez, Laura. Oh my gosh.
Completely by myself.
All by myself. Or Roger's like, yeah, okay. Really? Right? I'm right here.
Anyways, are you two ready?
I suppose so. Let me get
right.
my thing plugged in here because my battery's running a little low.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Mhm.
So you reach the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's on the 5th floor.
We've all been pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm. Throughout this entire time.
Yep.
And
Processing things.
yeah. So there is a single door here to go through.
Mm-hmm.
There's a staircase upwards, but you know you're on the right floor. Do you go
Yep.
in first, Laura?
Of course. Of course
Mm-hmm.
she does.
As you open the door, beyond is a long, well-walked hallway with filtered light coming in the many windows that line it. Every other window has a bench beneath it, and the cream color of the cushions blend in with the warm yellow-orange light. At the end of the hall, you can see what looks more like to be like an open concept area.
Hmm.
This is
Just
familiar, and
Jeez.
you haven't stepped back into your Bard College in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because
She just like
when
yeah,
you
she takes.
returned here and were revived,
Mm-hmm.
you had learned that the college that you once knew is gone. Wiped off the face of Einquell.
Yeah. Gone. Laura just kind of like she's like well first she's just kind of like okay whatever we're gonna go through here because she goes to the door and she just stops at that and she just absolutely freezes like she just is so still looking around looking at everything taking everything in she's just kind of like
Laura, are you alright?
no I am not all right but I don't suppose that matters. She just kind of rubs her face. She's just kind of like,
Sterling
well,
steps up next to you
mm-hmm.
and kind of just looks around. Is this a school?
Yep. This is, this is. She just makes a little noise. She's just like, and then she just takes a deep breath and she's just, yeah, this is the Bard College that I went to. Here it
Oh.
is. Ta-da!
Dexion walks past and says, "We have to keep going."
Dexion is on a
Dexion's just
mission.
like, get out. That's all right. Get out of my
The
way.
thing
Let's
is Dexion's been through here before.
go.
You don't know that.
Laura goes over there to the window. Can she see out the window? What does she see?
Yep. You see out the window, and you see the quad that you used to just sit in and laugh with, some semblance of friends that tended to flock around you because you tended to be the mean girl.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So there were, of course, other mean girls who tended to
Mean
flock around
girlfriends.
you. Yep.
Yeah, mean girlfriends.
And you can see the buildings across that you recognize of Sylvius's Grand Bardoir.
Ooh.
That's
Bardoir.
what that's called. That's what the college is actually called.
Yep. Somewhere in the distance, a theme song starts.
Yeah. Of course it does. This is a Toon Bard College.
Laura, you were a magical girl?
Actually, yes.
Oh yeah,
In a
that's
manner
right.
of speaking, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, Laura just kind of like she's just like Well, okay. All right. She steps away from the window and she's just like, she just looks around and she's just kind of like, okay, all right. Yeah, okay. She walks after Dexion
And
and
Roderick
Section
follows along
doesn't
behind her.
Section doesn't lead the way, by the way. He was just
Yeah,
walking
he's just
past
walking.
as a like,
Yeah.
we gotta go this way, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so eventually you easily pass Dexion and walk down the hallway into the open concept common area. It has more hallways and doors leading off to places. There is a door with a red depiction of a music staff on it, and there's a brown. There's a blue door. It's blue. There's a blue door, and you can hear mandolin music coming from it.
Star just like tilts her head and she's just like listening and she's just like, oh, God, that nobody tuned that mandolin. Awesome.
Oh my god! And as you say that, the music pauses. And then it starts up again, and the music's now tuned.
Laura. Oh my goodness. She's just like she starts going towards that door where the mandolin music is playing because obviously like she's we're all curious now. So
Yep.
so she goes she walks towards the door. She's like, okay, hang on a second. Wait, now I know this. I know this. And she's walked towards it. She's just gonna go busting through. I mean,
Okay, so
this is
she
Laura.
busts through the door, and the mandolin playing doesn't stop. But your old tutor looks at you as you bust through the door and raises an eyebrow at you. Like, why are you busting through doors? That's kind of rude. I'm practicing here. And up in the higher tiers of the seating arrangement is Marlowe. And he looks like he's about to fall asleep. But he also looks years, at least 4 or 5 years younger than he did when you last saw him. And his wings are missing.
Laura just is like still got her hand on the doorknob. She just stops there for a minute. She's just like freezes. She's taking in the old tutor. She's taking in Barlow. And then she just turns around. I'm assuming the rest of them are back behind there. And she's just like, nope, we're not going to look at this right now. And she turns around and she
closes the door.
She goes right back out. He's like, nope.
Roderick,
she pushes past him. She's like, no, we're not.
Lara, we can't leave unless you go in there.
There's another door right over there. We're going to go through this door.
And
okay? This door, this lovely door right here. This
when
red
you
door.
touch the door, the red door, and try to open, because the door with the red staff on it is white. When you touch the red door and try to open it, it's locked.
She just is like sits here. She just like she's just like really shaking. She turns around to them and she's just like looking around and she's just like, okay, we're gonna go this way. She starts walking down the hallway there.
Okay. There are a lot of red doors down this hallway, and it ends in a red door. And you try each one, and none of the doors open.
She's like, there's gotta be. There was always a little trick with this one. Okay, if I just turn it this way,
and Rod kind of after you've tried almost all the doors, like you went down one way and came up the other. Roderick meets you halfway up the right wall and just very gently kind of just holds his hands out, palms out towards you, and goes, Lara, what's wrong? Okay? You can...
There's nothing wrong. I'm fine. I'm
Lara,
fine. We're just not going through that door.
Lara,
No, we're not.
Lara.
Excuse. Wait a minute. Heart asking out of character here.
Yeah.
Are there any lockers around in the area?
Nope. There are
Oh,
no
shoot.
lockers.
Laura's like, she's like, no, we're not gonna. No, we can turn around. We can head
But-
right back here. I'm not. No.
Laura, there's nothing back that way.
And you try to
try to
go
get something
back
back
through the
from it.
door you came through, and there is nothing back that way. It is a blank wall.
She's so submissive, like.
Lara, why?
What?
Why don't you want to?
Why do I not want to go?
Yes.
Their
Yeah, why
memories,
do I not
Roderick.
want to go through the blue door there? Where that's right there.
I know that.
You're
Memories
asking
tend
me
to hurt.
why I don't want to go through there. I don't want to go through there.
Maybe if you talked about it, it'd be better to. Isn't. And Roderick is just kind of like. Trying to help.
Yeah.
Very trying.
Flora just like she just kind of like runs her hand through her hair, and she's just kind of like, she looks over at Roderick and Dexion, and she's just like, why is it? She just covers her mouth, and she's just like, I don't want to go talk to him. Last time I talked to him, she's almost like crying now. She's just like very upset. She's just like, she's like, you don't understand. He's dead. He's supposed to be dead or something, or he's not alive. I don't know where he is now. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to Marlo. I just want to get out of here. I don't want to go in there.
Roderick very,
Oh,
very
God.
carefully reaches over and places a hand on Lara's shoulder.
So, Dexion looks like he understands. He's seen this so many times,
Oh
but
yeah.
he's cold.
Yeah. Just boots her in. Just get in there.
This is how it is for everyone. You have to go in there.
Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? I know you know who that you know Marlo. You know who that is in there playing the mandolin. Oh my God. I was saying that the mandolin was out of tune. He's a better mandolin player than I was. And I'm sitting here. She just like puts her hands up against her head. She doesn't understand this at all.
You haven't talked a lot about yourself during missions, Lara.
I mean, what's there to talk about? I went here. I went to this college.
That's your teacher?
That's his. Do you know what his name is? His name is something I don't know. That's Maestro. That's Maestro Goff in there. That's Maestro Tavleskov. The last time I talked with, she just like puts her hand against her face. She just closes her eyes and she's just like, the last time I talked with him, I said horrible things to him. I was so angry. I went in there and I said stuff, and that was the last thing that I spoke to him, and I said it back. And now I have to go in there and I have to relive that all over again. I have to see that look on his face. Do I
Rod,
have to see the thing? Do I have to say the thing ever again? I'm not. Is that what this whole thing is? I have to go in there and I have to
no,
do it. I have to
no,
be exactly the
No.
Laura that I was.
no. I don't think that's the point.
You have to talk to him as you are right now.
She's just really, really quiet.
Maybe as Dexion said, it might just be a memory, but you could apologize for saying the horrible things he said,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it'll help.
Think of it as closure.
She just is like, rubs her face and she's just kind of like, what good would that do?
It's I think it's a good for you. Because if you apologize, then maybe you can start to forgive yourself.
She just kind of nods her head. And she's just kind of like, she looks over at the blue door again and she's just like, whatever will get me through here, I guess. She just walks towards the door. She walks towards the blue door. She goes over there and she just like puts her hand on it and she just takes a deep breath and she's just like, and she opens up the door again.
Mm-hmm. And your old teacher, as you open the door, he stops playing and starts to clean the instrument. And Marlowe just kind of blinks and kind of sways a bit, like he had almost fallen asleep and he'd just woken up again.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn sleepy bastard.
Laura just kind of like shrugs her shoulders and she looks over at Marlowe and she's just like, yeah, that didn't really change a lot. He's still a sleepy bastard. She goes over there. She's just like, and then she squares her shoulders and she lifts her head up,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just kind of like, she kind of like nods and she's just like, Maestro Goff?
And he pauses in cleaning the instrument and he looks over towards you. And he gives, it's kind of a pained smile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because of your memory of what happened last time. But he doesn't seem actually upset to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Nyxxe.
Teacher just kind of like swallows and she's just like, so I went out in the hallway and I thought a minute about things.
Mm-hmm.
And And then she just kind of like rubs her face again, and she turns around to Roderick, and she's just like, I don't know, I can do this.
Roderick just places his hand on her shoulder again and leans over a little bit. You can do it, Lara. You can.
She just like swallows her.
If I can swallow my pride and explain why the fuck I'm in the mess I'm in, you can apologize. You can do it.
Laura just kind of like nods her head, just like, And she turns around and she's just like, she turns to the Meister and she's like, excuse me for a minute. And she turns around and she goes back out the door again.
he just
like,
kind of watches her go, and Dexion, if you're standing in the doorway, you see Maestro sigh, shake his head, and put the instrument away.
No, Dexion like went up to one of the seats near Marlowe.
And sat down.
Yeah. And he calls to Lara, you can sit up here if you want.
She's just like standing right there at the doorway. She so wants to just like run out into the hallway, and she's just like really, really stuck, and she's just like,
hey, Lara.
Maestro Golf, I just came back to give Marlowe his homework from last week. Okay, don't go anywhere. I have something to tell you. I need to tell you something. And she just puts her hands down. And she just very, very quickly goes over there where Dexion
He doesn't move, but he does like. So there is a piano there. He opens the piano and sits down and starts to play some warm-ups. I'll be right here. That's what he says.
Yeah. So he goes over there and she sits down. She goes just plops down next in the seat next to Marlowe. And she pulls her head up, she looks over at Marlowe.
Marlowe gives her a kind of sleepy smile. Hey.
She just kind of like, it's just like, it's really difficult for her because it's just like, all of a sudden, here's people that she's seen. She has not seen them for years and years and years and years.
And
this and all
Marlowe,
of a sudden, here they are.
This Marlowe is not the Marlowe of today. This Marlowe is... Here, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, all right. This sounds fun. Okay, wisdom saving throw. And we are at a disadvantage here, right? With the saving throws? Or...
No, you're not. It's a saving throw. Not an ability check.
Okay, so... Okay, wisdom check. 12 plus 0, 12.
I think that's how it works.
Yep.
Right, I got a 12.
Okay. That's above a 10. You have this Marlowe is the Marlowe that you know, that you met, that you walked around with, going on missions to fight the darkness. And that's what you remember. And it's all extremely fuzzy. But you remember that Marlowe's not supposed to have big moth wings. Marlowe only got those after you guys got to Einquell, after you died and came back.
she just is like she just kind of like looks over at Marley for a second, and she's just kind of like she just like has her she hangs her head down. She says, Marlo, you dummy, you're gonna be late for 5th period. You better go. I'll catch up.
Marla just kind of leans over because he's still so fucking tall. He's a goddamn tall boy.
He is a big tall boy.
Mm-hmm. He leans over and he just like cups his hand and he says, Laura, what are you talking about? I came here on a mission, because there's something up with this place. But when we got here, you just kind of took off.
Yep. That's yeah. That's kind of what I did. Yeah. I'm out of character. I'm trying to remember if Marla was actually there when Laura went in there and did her little thing that she's so ashamed of saying sorry for.
No.
Okay. All right.
Because remember, she so she had that altercation with Maestro, and then she left to go join the Warriors of the Light. And that's when she met Marlo.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of how I want to work. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm like.
No worries.
I'm sitting here thinking this is an emotionally charged moment, and I'm trying to think of the best way to go through with it. You know. Let's see here. Okay. yeah, I know. It's just like, oh dang, this all come up to this, and now I'm sitting here trying to think, crap. How was it exactly that she said what she said? Let's see here. She just kind of like nudges Marlo, and she's like, Marlo, go out in the hallway. I'll meet you out in the hallway, okay? I'll talk to you later. I want to be by myself. I have something I need to tell Maestro.
Yeah, he just kind of chuckles a little bit and reaches up and claps you on the back, then very slowly gets up, and as he's getting up, his form seems to glitch, and he has wings, and then he glitches again and he doesn't. And he slowly starts to move out of the room. Roderick is still awkwardly standing and has decided to move over to where Dexion is sitting and sit down.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so they're all sitting in a row here.
Yep.
Sitting here watching Maestro, who's just doing his thing, playing the piano, just doing that. So
yeah, Marlo has moved out of the room now and probably went to one of the couches in the common area and is probably now sleeping.
Okay, all right. He's sleepy, boy. Let him sleep. Okay, so Laura's just sitting there in her chair, and her leg is just like jiggling up and down. And she looks over at Dexion, and she looks over at Roderick, and she looks at the Maestro. I guess because does he have his back to them? I think.
No. The way the piano is set is it's set set parallel to the chalkboard, and as you're looking around the room, you can see on the chalkboard it says every good boy crumbles, facing Eclipse alone. Forgiven are the collaborators. Now, I'm going to copy this and paste it into the Rolling Thunder Zone, because
that hits a lot different now, huh?
Every good boy crumbles, facing Eclipse alone. Forgiven are the collaborators. And as you can see, they're very specific. Almost all of the first letters of each word are capitalized.
Aha.
And the chalkboard has an empty an empty staff drawn on it.
Okay. Laura just like, she just kind of like gives like a little sigh, and she looks over at Dexion and Roderick, and she's just kind of like, she's sort of hugging herself, because this is obviously very, very uncomfortable for her. And she just starts talking. She says, "Yeah, you can probably get that I wasn't the best student here at the Bard's College."
Dexion looks bored.
Roderick just kind of, he just kind of shrugs. He doesn't know what to say to that.
She just kind of like, she folds her shoulders. She's like, yeah. I mean, well, let's be honest. I was just a delinquent. I was all the time. I was like doing stuff I shouldn't have done because I didn't take it seriously because y'all just, you guys just don't, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. And
Ah,
I didn't have anybody. I mean, Marlo was okay. He was kind of a friend, and I taught with him stuff, but I didn't have like, you know, a nice family, people that cared about me or anything like that.
Roderick looks uncomfortably at the desk.
She looks at, glances over at Roderick. She's like, "Okay, fine, okay."
No,
except
Dexion's
for
frowning.
Roderick.
Sorry.
Except for Roderick. I mean, it's just, she just stands and she just sits there and she just slides and she just looks over at Meister, and she's just like, he was always really nice to me. He always encouraged me. He thought that I could be better than what I was when I was just content to just go through and just do, whatever, and get away with whatever I could. But he was always nice to me. And then the last time that I saw him, I just, I yelled at him like a spoiled brat. I told him he didn't understand. I was such a teenager. Ugh. you know, but I mean, and I told him, that none of that stuff mattered that he did. None of that mattered to me. He think he was like some kind of like savior or something, going to help. Oh, you're going to help the bad kid out. The bad kid, you're going to help her become a better person. I was born bad. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew that I was going to be trouble. Nobody expected anything of me. That at the very least, they figured I'd probably like, run some kind of like gang or something on the thing there, or something. I don't know. But the thing of it is like, it doesn't matter. I saw that.
Maybe the reason why he was helping you was not because of all that.
I don't know. I just know that I just know the last thing that I told him was that everything he had done. There wasn't any use in what everything he had tried, all the niceness, all the consideration, stuff like that, all that nice stuff. It didn't matter because I told him I didn't care. I didn't care, and I didn't want to see his face again, and he didn't understand, and all kinds of stupid stuff like that. And then I went out, and now there he is, right there, the one person who thought that I could make something of myself. And there he is.
Dexion shifts and says, you don't have to talk to him. You can just solve the puzzle and walk out and never see him again.
Wouldn't
Laura
that be
decides.
worse? Roderick
Laura
says.
Laura just kind of she's just she sits there and thinks for a minute, and she just takes a deep breath. She stands up. She goes over there, and she picks up the mandolin. She walks over there towards Maestro Goff. And
he pauses in his playing and he looks over. Yes, Miss Nyxxe?
I'm sorry, Maestro. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I acted like a real jerk. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that stuff to you. And I'm glad I decided to come back in before I ran off and did something stupid. She just kind of hugs the mandolin to herself, and she's just like.
His expression softens as you continue.
Oh, there's D. D!
Oh my God!
D! It's D! D! Beloved D! Oh my goodness! Get in here, D! Come here, D! Dear beloved D, please come in here. It's horrible and awkward. Please come in here and help us.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure this can only help the situation be less awkward.
Hey! Alright. So real quickly, we're going to catch you up. Alexa is currently upstairs booting because that's how I thought that she'd not interact at all. What happened was Laura, the Roderick who is Sterling, and Dexion talked about what they're going to do next. Sterling told Dexion about some things, and they all then, after Laura had a moment just talking to thin air and Alexa, who is still trying to wake up, decided to actually go do the thing, and then they talked to Naomi, and Naomi helped Laura understand why the Eclipse Cathedral is doing what it's doing. And then they all went to Laura's room, and now Laura is talking with someone that she hasn't seen in ages because this person is probably dead. And the last time that Laura saw this person was when she told him very horrible things because she was a teenager. Yes. And now you're caught up.
All right.
We will. I will give you stuff in a moment, because yeah.
Yeah. Dexion's
Okay,
just like,
carry on.
Dexion's just kind of like, come on, let's get this over with. Okay, tragic backstory, whatever, let's go.
He's just sitting here, literally.
I will say, Alexa, you wake up, realize that there's nobody around. And and Asmar comes into the room with you. Let me give you a picture so you know what she looks like. I described her earlier. And she tells you where Dexion, Roderick/Sterling, and Lara went before walking through the big fuck-off wall.
Oh, hello. Wait, who are you? Okay, goodbye.
She waves and says, "I'm Naomi. Bye." Walks through the white wall. She looked busy.
Yes.
As is the way. I guess I'll go find the group.
Okay, so we're going to switch back cameras to Laura and her talking with Maestro Groff. Continue.
That's very, very awkward conversation. Damn, God, dang it! I should have written like, because I have like all this stuff. Oh, she said this and that and the other, and now I'm like, now that I'm actually doing it, my brain is completely mush. So I had so much good stuff to say. Oh, all right. So Laura just kind of like she just like picks up the mandolin and she looks over at Roderick and Dexion and she's just kind of like she looks over at what's on the board and she's just kind of like, so this she turns her head there. She says like this is the thing that we got to solve in order to get out of here, right?
Presumably.
And Roderick just kind of slowly nods. Maestro smiles and says, "It's just a simple puzzle."
Yeah. So what is that? She turns around and she looks at it. She looks at the saying for a minute and she's just kind of like, she looks at each part of it and she's just like, she reaches her hand up and she touches every, and then she's just like, E, G, B, C. And she goes and she takes it, she looks down at her mandolin and she's thinking really hard. And she's just like, and she just does her little tune thing and she plays each of the letter, the thing there. She goes E, doing, G, doing, B, doing, C, doing. And she looks up and she's just like, she looks over at Roderick and she looks over at Dexion and she's like, it can't be that easy, can it?
And Maestro, who is sitting right nearby her, just kind of very slowly lifts his hands and does the thing like, go on, it's not finished yet.
See, now oh, right. Laura's just kind of like, this. All right. And she just like, she takes her mandolin and she's just like, practice this thing so many times. Ugh. Every good boy crumbles. E, G, B, C. Twang, 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 twang. I have no idea what E, G, B, C sounds like, but I'm just improvising it. She's like, twang, 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 twang. And then she goes, facing Eclipse alone. twang. F-E-A. Forgiven are the collaborators. F-A-C. Twang, twang, twang.
And as you finish the last note, out in the room behind you, beyond the blue door, there is an echoing of the same notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then a da 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 da. And a click. Very loud click, like a unlocking sound.
Mm-hmm.
And Maestro claps.
And
And-
Laura, surprisingly enough, she smiles. It's a genuine smile. It's just there for a second, but she just kind of like, hmm. And then she's like, yeah, huh, that easy, huh?
I'm glad you gathered up the courage to apologize, Lara.
This is Maestro talking to her.
This is Maestro talking to her.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
means
she
a
just
lot
kind
to
of like,
me.
she just is like, she just kind of like is tweaking around with the mandolin a little bit, just like,
Mhm.
you know, playing around with it. She's just like, yeah, well, sometimes I can be a kind of a brat. She looks up at him and she just kind of smiles. She's like, yeah, but that wasn't really an excuse to talk like that to you. So she just continues playing the mandolin. Ding, 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 ding.
And as you're playing D, Alexa walks into a long, well-walked hallway with filtered light coming in through many windows that light it. Every window, or every other window, has a bench beneath it. The cream color of the cushions are blending in with the warm yellow light, orange light that is coming in from the windows. As you walk to the end of the hallway, you find a kind of open concept area with some coffee tables and couches. There are doors. There's a white door that you recognize with a glowing blue musical staff on it. There's a blue door of which you hear music coming in through. And there's a very strange, really, really tall man sleeping on a couch.
Looks quite comfy.
He looks very comfy, especially under the giant pink, blue, and green blankets. What do you do?
First thing. I was told that the group was behind the door with the music coming out of it.
Yes, the blue door.
Yeah, I'll just walk in and be like, you know, when you keep putting off the updates and then it decides it's going to update anyway.
You walk in and say that, and Rod, who's Sterling, just kind of just stares at you blankly and goes, "Oh, hi, Alexa."
Hi, everyone. What'd I miss?
Laura just like shrugs and she's just like, you didn't miss anything. Come on, let's get out of here. She plucks
Missed a
the mandolin
revelation,
a few
probably.
times. Do what?
Rod just kind of slides out of the seat and gets up and starts walking towards Alexa in the door.
Laura does one final little kind of bling,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with the mandolin, and she puts it down. And she looks over at Maestro Golf one more time, and she just kind of nods. And she turns around and she walks out the door with the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Marlowe is laying, snoozing on the couch, but as the door opens again, he just kind of twitches a little bit and kind of sits up, and his his hair. It's all over the place.
Beautiful hair.
Sticking up in places.
Don't mind me. I just woke up like this.
And for a moment, it looks like he's gonna lay back down and go back to sleep. But so the pink, blue, and green blankets that you thought were blankets suddenly disappear, Alexa, as he stands up and kind of what appears in his hand is a long staff-like key
Oh,
sword.
interesting.
And he kind of just puts it like the butt of it on the ground and leans on it a little bit like a walking stick.
Alexa just kind of murmurs to herself, does everyone have one of these?
Roderick just kind of
Laura's just kind of like, fuck if I know.
Lara, hey, you finished?
Yeah, I guess I am.
The very tall
The heart
person
cut
just
out?
got. Sorry. So Marlowe, the person, the very tall, he's like 7'2" or something. Person.
Hello?
Hello, D.
Yes.
Hello?
One moment. I think the internet's dying.
Oh no.
No! We got D and then we lost D. No! No! Stay with us, D.
I'm gonna fight the internet.
Let me just if I go over
Awesome.
here.
Marlowe's only 6'9", not 7'2".
Oh, he's 6'9". Well, he is
He's still
stupidly
very
tall.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Perfectly. Wonderful.
Okay,
Awesome.
okay. So,
Alright.
Marlowe stands up. That's the person who is apparently 6'9", not 7'2". He's still stupid tall. He stands up, and he's leaning on this kind of long staff-like key sword, using it as like a walking stick. And he calls out to Laura and says, "Hey, you finished?" That's what you missed.
Okay. And Laura's just kind of like, Laura glances over her shoulder, she looks over at Marlowe, and she's just like, yeah, I guess I am.
That's good. I think that the issue with the darkness that was here is resolved then.
Laura blinks and squints at Marlowe, and she just leans over to Roderick out of the corner of her mouth. She's just like, I don't remember him saying that.
I don't know what this is about either. Why he's talking about the darkness. Roderick is laughing nervously.
Roderick's like, I have no idea what's going on.
Alexa will kind of like lean over to Laura. Hey, if someone were to be, say, semi-cursed by the darkness, but that part kind of got taken off, would that possibly do it?
Laura's got like this kind of like squint on her face, like she does.
You asked the wrong person this question.
You asked the wrong person
Yeah.
this question.
Laura seemed to know this person, so
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but you realize immediately that you have asked the wrong person this question.
Yes. Look, it's just been a big emotional experience. She's a little out of it. She's not really sure what. And she's just like, she walks over there to Marlo,
Mhm.
and she's just kind of like, she just like kind of swings her arms, like,
Mhm.
and looks over to the floor, and she's just like, like, well,
Best we get back to Yami now, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
The guild leader's gonna be looking for us.
Probably, yeah.
He kind of
She's just kind of like
sways a
swinging
little
her.
bit as he stands. Syria worries a little too much.
Yeah, I know he does.
She.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Are you?
scratch that. We said it again. She. Yeah, I know she does.
Are you feeling alright, Laura? You just
I mean,
didn't remember our guild leader. That's kind of strange.
Marlo, it's been a weird day. And I'm still processing things. So, she just like is like swinging her arms back and forth, looks over at Roderick, looks over at Dexion, looks over at Alexa, looks back to Roderick, looks over at Barlow again, and she's just kind of like, I mean, she kind of like laughs uneasily, and she's like, yeah, you're one to talk. Look at you wobbling around. Maybe you need to like lay back down and go to sleep or something.
Yes, after we left Yayami. Oh, right. The war. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot. It just
Yeah.
kind of gives off a big yawn, and the giant wings that had disappeared up until this point appear again. And the scar on his face is back.
Okay. All right.
And
Okay.
the key sword is gone. It's been replaced by his more recognizable scythe.
So, all right. Hang on a second. I'm gonna message you right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure. Okay. Hang on a second.
The war.
The war.
Hey guys,
Not
welcome
just
to
the war.
it's Kingdom Hearts.
welcome to It's Always More Complicated Than You Thought It Was.
and Rod just kind of leans over to Alexa and be like, "Did you hear that too?"
So this is new information.
Yes, I know Marlo, and Rod points to Marlo, and I know Laura, but they didn't often talk about themselves before we got to. Before they joined up with us.
Dexion, any input?
Wait, are you asking that in character?
Yeah.
Well, he looks pleased. And he says, no.
Okay. Well, perhaps. I don't know. I have so little context at the moment. This new operating system sucks.
Oh,
I'm just trying to figure out how to reverse it.
Okay, important question while I remember. How much did Sterling tell Alexa about things and stuff?
Probably not that much.
So not as much
Yeah,
as
most
he
of our
told Mom.
conversations were about like being here and parts of his like being missing and
Alexa was doing a lot of tests on Sterling to try to figure out how Alexa could help him. So there wasn't really much room in that to talk about like the interrelations of the order.
Cool.
we learned that we don't like
Always more
Xehanort.
Kingdom Hearts, always more complicated than you think.
Everything went sideways. Yeah, all of
Alexa's
this.
just thinking how bad an idea it would be if she just pulled out her arm right now.
So Laura, Marlo says the war, and suddenly click.
Everything goes click.
You forgot.
She just her eyes just like open wide, and
You forgot about the war that was going to happen, that you were escaping from.
That was going.
She just claps both her hands over her mouth, and all of a sudden she's just kind of like, she's just got like this absolute shocked look on her face. But here's another thing too. All of a sudden, tears just start pouring down her face. Like it's just like it's like watching something crumple in slow motion, you know. And she's just kind of like.
And Marlo just kind of reaches over and curls a hand behind her shoulder. Laura? You remembered, didn't you?
Her hand, and she just puts her face in her hands. And she's just kind of like, she's like, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. Stop! You're not real. You're not here. You're all dead. And she goes and she pushes Marlo away, and she just turns around. She just pushes him away, and she's just so upset. Oh my goodness!
And Marlo stumbles backwards in surprise. And the white door with the red staff on it that was red before is now blue, and the door is open.
Laura's just gonna tear. She's just gonna push everybody out the way. Out of the way. She's just like, get out of the way. She's headed straight to that door. She's just going. And she is just like, her face is just a mass of tears. She is just, she is broken up. Oh my goodness. She don't even care about anything anymore. She's just running for that door, y'all. She's just she's just having an emotional crisis here. She's gone.
Alexa.
Alexa's gonna like look between the two of them and then just sigh and walk after Laura. Because she wants to ask about like this person seemed like they would know a fair amount about darkness, but it's not really the time for it. She goes and she'll go and see if like Laura needs someone like to lean on at the moment.
Oh.
All right, so Laura, you run out of the room. Alexa
Yeah.
looks at Dexion and Roderick in turn, and then sighs and follows. Roderick's just kind of standing there, just kind of stunned, and just looks over at Marlo like, "What the fuck did you do? You made her cry, you asshole!" There's this kind of concentrated. There's this kind of concentrated look of like disgust and anger on his face,
Oh
and
my God.
it's a lot more emotion than you have seen out of him pretty much ever, Dexion.
Yeah.
Interesting. Dexion's just standing there, kind of like, not exactly wide-eyed, but whoa, that was.
I'm guessing that's like the saddest Laura's been.
Yeah, he
She's
doesn't
actually capable
say
of
anything,
crying,
but
I do.
he's thinking like, "Oh my God, that was the worst one, worst reaction yet."
I don't know. Lincoln did, or not Lincoln. Why am I forgetting names? Decimal.
Decimal
Ooh,
had a
that's
pretty bad
Decimal.
reaction, and
Yeah.
but neither of the two left in the room got to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because Dexion was off in his own room, and Sterling wasn't here yet. So, I'm gonna keep this moving.
Yeah. Moving right along.
Yeah, Roderick is going to, like, give that concentrated look of anger and disgust towards Marlo, and then he's gonna turn and walk away, and it disappears off of his face. And he walks out the door. Laura, you're through the door, and you're, sobbing, and, Alexa comes over to you.
Hey, are you alright? She'll just kind of walk over and just put her hand on Laura's shoulder. And
Her
these
shoulders are
things,
shaking. Like she's just, oh man, she don't have the words. She's just sobbing.
yeah, these places aren't always the best for us. Um, I'm not super sure who that was, but I'm guessing it was kind of important.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anymore. She's just like wiping it. She's just wiping her face and everything, and she's just like, and she just like puts her. She finally gets quiet, and she just like kind of puts her head in her hand, and she's kind of like, she's just like looking down at the floor, and she's just kind of like, she just kind of like shakes her head, and she's just like, she's like, I hate this place. I want to get out of here. I'm so sick of it. Sick of this stupid place.
Um, and
She's just kind of like, she's just wiping her eyes, and she's just kind of like, she's just like, I had to do all that stuff. I was so, I had to do all that crap for other people. People that nobody had any business looking at stuff like that. That was stuff that was in my head. It just stayed in my head. It didn't want it out. Everybody to see. And now I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, holy crap. You know? She's not making a lot of sense. She just cried. She's very, very emotionally distraught right now.
no, she likes to just kind of like gives her shoulder like a little squeeze and says, "Well, I don't know much about long lives, memories, consequences of my actions, all that kind of stuff. But I do know a lot about medicine. And you were hurt, and then someone put a bandage over it. Maybe you, maybe someone else. But the thing about bandages is if you don't change them often enough, the wound underneath isn't going to heal. It needs time to breathe. It needs time to just be exposed to the air for a while. And it really hurts sometimes when you rip off a bandage and it's attached to the skin. But it needs to happen for healing to continue. Right now, I feel like you have an opportunity to heal. It's just going to take some time.
Laura's just like, she just like rubs her nose and stuff like that. She's like, and then she just like frowns, and she's just she just like makes like this really, really odd look on her face. She's just like she's just like, dying is the weirdest feeling. I don't even know how to process that. How like process dying?
Well, as someone who's not even sure they're alive, I'm not sure how to answer that.
At this point, Roderick just kind of, I don't really know either. Is someone who doesn't even remember that part.
And Laura just is like, she's just like, wiping her face, and she's just she's trying her best to like get control of herself, but it's just hard. It
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
hard. I mean, my gosh, she's just sitting there all of a sudden, wham, just slammed in the face with memories, including memories of yourself dying. That's
Yeah.
not fun. That's not fun at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, none of the. I don't think anyone here is
Yeah.
expecting her to, like, just suck it up and get over it.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No. Well, surprisingly enough, she just all of a sudden she just like leans over to Alexa, and she just like grabs hold of Alexa, and she's just like holding Alexa so tight.
Alexa will just kind of reach around, give her a pat on the back.
Mhm.
A quick question, where are they?
They are now outside of of Laura's room. Did Dexion
Alright.
leave?
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say he like took one last look over at Marlo and then followed Roderick, but then the next scene started happening.
sorry. Yep, you're you're there here. You're here too.
Dexion at this point is like, oh, can we get on with this?
Emotions.
Darn. Emotions. Ew.
Dexion, man, is this what it looks like from the outside?
Oh my goodness.
That sucks.
That's rough, dude.
So, do you want to have the characters take a short break here so that Laura can gather herself?
Get herself up under control? Yeah, I
Mhm.
think so. I think, yeah, she probably needs to get a hold of herself. So.
She will be given tea to help the process.
Aww. Alexa.
Yep. So if you're not going to do anything else during the short rest, we can time skip past the hour. And
Right.
Cool. Wait, I have another question. Lara... Does Lara still have damage from
Laura
getting stabbed?
would have rolled short rest stuff during the time that she did not sleep so the hit dice. Roll the hit dice now for me, please, to see how much you gain back.
All
But
right.
you do need to heal after getting hurt in a room.
Yeah.
I remember that from our weird the weird cowboy room. Alexa still feels like the cathedral doesn't know how to process her, so it was just like, I don't know, cowboys.
In hindsight, it's funnier every time.
It's really funny. It's because Alexa doesn't have a lot of life to draw from.
Alexa doesn't have trauma.
Oh Lord!
Like,
Laura's
there's
just
so much of like the
Laura's just
hospital
how do
and
you
stuff that
process being dead? And Alexa's just like, I can't relate.
I can't relate to being alive, so you're gonna have to figure that one out on your own.
You're gonna have to figure that one out on your own. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hit dice. Let's see here. So what are we doing here? We're doing a roll for what is it?
Oh.
Under Constitution or what? What is it?
The hit dice is you rolled like so.
You're a bard.
Yeah.
I think it's a D8. You have as many up to your level that you can roll per long rest.
Okay. So I need to roll a D8 then, I guess.
Roll a D8.
And you can roll as many as you want up to
7.
your level.
Ooh.
And then
Oh god.
you can stop at any time just to save them for another rest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me roll one more time.
Oh man. So
That's so cool.
well, okay.
11
nice.
plus 1 plus 2.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're at 14 now.
Out of what?
30.
Should we roll one more time? Just
You can roll another hit dice.
Okay, we're gonna roll another hit dice. Okay, all right.
Ah,
5. Hey, there you go. Let's get you up there just a
14 plus 5, you're at 19 now.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go.
I just realized I never leveled up after the last session.
Oh gosh. Make sure to do that for me. Cause we're about to go.
Oh god. So Dexion looks at Laura's wound and says you should probably take care of that, and also cast Healing Word.
Oh,
Yeah, roll healing word.
yeah.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Give me a second. All right.
You get 10 more hit points back,
Yes. So
which
we're up
means you're at
to-
29.
Hey!
Almost full.
Almost full. There you go.
What does it look like, Bluejay?
I don't think it looks like anything, honestly.
Okay. All right. So you have completed your short rest.
Alright.
It is now time to go to Roderick's room. This Roderick, Sterling. The Rod. Rod's room.
Yes.
So you guys enter
Gotta
back
check out.
into the quote unquote service staircase. And you walk back up the stairs to the 11th floor. The 11th floor. Yes. The 11th floor.
Baby.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Sorry to interrupt. I don't know how to make it level up on Roll20.
Oh, that one, on Roll20 it doesn't automatically do it. So you'll have to, like...
Okay, I figured it out.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
Alright. I see stars. You guys get to the 11th floor. And you open the door, and through the door is a lush forest with sunlight streaming in through the leaves of tall trees. There's this kind of mist along the bottom. And as you walk in, it kind of feels like you've stepped into a dream. And Rod just kind of goes, this is weird.
You recognize it?
Where it?
No, not really. He looks a little confused.
Well, we're in for a surprise for all of us then.
Laura frowns and she's like, "But isn't this your room? Like, wouldn't this look familiar to you?"
It's nowhere I've actually been, but
Laura rubs her face and she says, "Oh, crap, we're fucked."
it's like a dream, I guess. And he starts moving forward into the forest. Because this is what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. This is what you're supposed to do.
Everyone going with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure are.
I'm by his side.
Fucking yeah.
And as the
It
door
does.
closes, it disappears.
Cool.
Yes. So you guys are walking along the path, and there's a small clearing and a patch of sunlight, and there is Alexa, half dozing, sitting in the patch of sunlight.
Oh boy.
And Rod,
And they do the whole, "It's you! It's me!"
and Rod just kind of rubs at the back of his neck.
Oh boy, it's me.
Oh.
The Alexa sitting in the patch of sunlight wakes up and goes,
Huh.
Hello? Hi. Hi. Oh, boy.
and she looks at
No.
you, Alexa, with this kind of quizzical look like,
Well, now I'm just a little jealous I don't have a voice modulator.
Two Alexas.
I thought it'd be easier to distinguish them if I used a voice mod.
That works for me.
Yep.
Well, Sterling, we're in your memories. I guess that's your memory of me?
I suppose so.
Alright. This is... Okay.
You're getting a lot of the same flashbacks to Dad saying that we're special and unique, aren't you?
Yeah. This is the Eclipse Cathedral, isn't it?
Okay, alright, so I'm caught up in that way. What's the last thing you remember before falling asleep here?
Well, let's see. Doing some tests with Curry. Curry.
And she kind of blushes a little.
Alexa's screen also fades to that like same pink hue and says, "Well, you know what? Everyone else's dirty laundry's out. We'll just, pocket that for later."
You get the funny feeling that you should be a little more embarrassed. Like, why is yourself mentioning Curry? That's strange. Because remember, Alexa still doesn't have that memory back.
Oh, you're right. So yeah, she actually wouldn't blush.
But the you who's sitting on the floor is definitely blushing. That's strange.
I mean, yeah, she's our coworker, but experiments. Was this while Roderick was in town? Or Sterling? Sorry, I'm mixing them up. Not Alexa.
Rod.
And she points to Sterling, who is Roderick. That's the thing is they do have both the same name, and we've been using Roderick this whole time because two of the party members in this know him as Roderick.
Yeah. I guess we're here trying to fix things as well. We figured out a whole lot since then.
Memory Alexa slowly nods and just kind of gets up from the ground.
Alright. Well. There is something strange over there.
she says and helpfully points down the way.
Believe we are a puzzle.
And she looks back and slowly nods, like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Alexa, just like, as much as she's trying to play it off, she still just can't, like, look away from the fact that there is another her, and it seems to be her, if just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind of puzzle it will be, but I don't think I can help you if this is the Eclipse Cathedral and I'm thinking about what's happening right here. Hold on a minute.
Alexa's just kind of, like, holding off this, like, intense dread. Like, wait a second, what if I'm...
Hold on a minute, I
Oh
gotta cut off.
god.
what if I'm the one that's actually in the room?
Does not compute.
Just holding on to that memory of the fact that she walked in with everyone. And it's just, like, clinging to that. Well, I guess, Sterling, do you have anything you want to say? Or...
Hart went
Maybe.
to go take a call, I guess.
Dexion, any sassy remarks?
Or any necessary?
I mean, you kind of have one that you every once in a while.
Do you want one?
Honestly, more input from you is always fascinating. You're very tight-lipped.
Sterling is just gonna kind of just scratch his head, like, it looks like he's getting a little bit of a headache at the fact that, oh boy, they sound very similar.
We should go.
That's probably a good idea. That way? And Memory Alexa nods and points again.
Alright, we should... How often do you get to just a chance to talk to yourself like this? This is... I don't know. I'm so confused by why this is in here. Or why I'm here?
I'm... Sterling just kind of lightly blushes and just starts walking. Because he's figured out just by, walking along with Laura about these rooms that the people that show up in here are the people you care about. Because clearly Laura cared a lot about the Maestro. And he already knew that Laura cared a lot about Marlowe. So Sterling's just gonna not answer and start walking. Out of embarrassment.
Action will answer, though. Didn't you know people in your rooms are the people you care about?
Oh. And she kind of, like, seems a little bit surprised by that. She thinks to herself, like... Or I guess she'll, like, say it out loud. And she'll be like, I didn't think I mattered that much.
I just kind of worried you got been gone for a while. It's freaking this Eclipse Cathedral, and somewhere in the distance, you guys hear a.
Yeah.
And Rod immediately flinches and like kind of puts his hands above his head and looks.
No, you get used to that.
I'm not going to.
Oh.
I was just worried about you, okay?
Thank you. And she'll like give him a pat on the arm. You ready to get this taken care of then?
Yes, I have no idea who's going to be next. If it's Axiom, it might be a little easy. I'm going to be honest. And he starts walking again.
Alexa will turn back to her other self and be like, I know you can't help, but I know we don't like being alone. Wanna come with?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And she just starts walking along with you. You've obtained memory, Alexa.
Hooray! We have two.
I thought you wanted to avoid confusion.
Well, I know who I am.
And I know who I am. It's fine.
Fair. Roderick will just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Rod just kind of like, Yes, torture him. So you guys are walking.
So we're walking, huh? Yeah.
Side note, I figured out something interesting. I have a spell called Bane, and I can't cast it typically because the component for it is a drop of blood.
Huh.
Interesting.
Roderick is just like, oh god, why are we talking about this?
Right, but yeah, let's carry on.
As you guys are walking by flowers, Memory Alexa points out some of them and describes them. Alexa, you've never seen that flower in your entire life. You have no idea what flower that is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click on that.
No worries. You have no idea what flower that is.
Okay, then.
And, Dexion, Laura, you've never heard of these flowers before either.
Okay.
Laura's just kind of like walking around like, she's like, this is just gonna get weirder and weirder.
Mm-hmm.
Do they happen to be tropical flowers?
So, yes, actually. And this place does look kind of reminiscent of, this forest that's near Nickeldronus. But it's not the forest near Nickeldronus. And some of the plants look weird, like they belong in the Feywild.
Okay.
And you guys walk up to... There's this point in the path where it seems to glitch. And you guys are now walking into a courtyard. And Laura, You recognize this courtyard. What's going on here?
What?
There is, but this is not how you remember it. This courtyard, this square, actually, it's a square, is surrounded by ruined buildings. And in the center is a broken, it's a broken fountain with cracked stone. And there's no longer any water. In the fountain. And sitting on the fountain is a darkly robed figure. And Roderick stops.
Do I recognize this figure?
No, actually. The only thing you recognize about this figure is the coat. Because the coat looks a lot like the one that Dexion is wearing. And it looks a lot like the one that Victor wears. And it looks only somewhat like the one that Lincoln wears now. Because Lincoln modified his.
Actually, I do have a question. Does Laura wear a jacket like this?
Yes. Although hers is
Oh.
tied around her waist.
Her signal that she is a foot out the door.
Yeah, because she's a cool kid.
Yeah, that's right. She's the cool kid. I have a quick question. Heart,
Yeah.
can Laura cast sense emotion on this person, mysterious figure?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What do I have to do for that again?
Let's see. Casting time 1 action.
Oh,
Is to pick up the emotions of others for the duration. You cast the spell as your action ends on each turn until the spell ends. You can focus your senses on one humanoid you can see within 30 feet of you. You instantly learn the target's prevailing emotions, love, anger, pain, fear, calm, or something else. The target isn't actually humanoid or it is immune to being charmed. You sense that it is calm.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly try.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot then. All right. I don't know what it did. Let's see here.
Yeah, you just cast it. It's
Okay, all right.
I'll just remember that you have concentration on that.
Mm-hmm.
And you focus on the figure sitting in a meditative position on the fountain. And the figure seems calm.
Oh. Okay.
Roderick looks at everyone else, but he doesn't turn to look. He's just like looking with his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You okay, buddy?
Why are they here? How
You know which.
are they here? I don't understand really what's going on here now.
Sterling,
Alexa will
do
just
you
kind
have
of reach out, and take his
something
hand.
to say?
Roderick doesn't respond to the name Sterling, and as Alexa reaches out and touches
That
him,
was an accident.
Roderick just twitches and looks over at Alexa and then immediately looks back at the figure. And the figure slowly gets out of their meditative position and stand up. But they haven't approached. They're just standing before the fountain.
Roderick, how do you know this person?
So, ever since I can remember, sometimes it's just this weird place in my dreams that I go to, and this person is there. Last we met there in that place, they attacked me.
Ooh, that's Laura in the back making a soft oh no noise.
I don't really know their name. They just go by a moniker.
And that moniker is
Squall. Like some kind of wind.
ah okay. So Laura just kind of like pushes her hands together, and she's just like looking over at Roderick. Looks at the person standing there, and then she looks over at Roderick again. She says, "So in your dreams, you say this person attacks you?"
Only after I became a warlock of the darkness.
Okay then.
And you didn't think this would be prudent to mention earlier?
I didn't know they were going to be here. And as Roderick just kind of shouts that at Dexion, the figure clears their throat. Are you going to just continue to stand there?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think we'll just continue to stand here.
Then I suppose none of you will leave. And the figure just turns and walks back, walks around the fountain and sits back down on another side of the fountain.
Okay.
What's our objective supposed to be here?
Go talk to the Laura looks over it. It's like, Dex, go talk to him.
Roderick is just kind of like looking at Dexion, looking at the figure, looking at Laura, looking at Alexa, looking at Alexa, looking at Dexion.
Okay, I guess I'll do things then.
As Dexion walks away, Alexis is gonna kind of like whisper to Sterling and be like, "So in your dreams, do you usually win?"
Rod just shakes his head. Nope.
Okay.
Uh,
Alexa mentally just thinks to herself, I'll let him get his butt kicked for like 6 seconds.
After like Dexion gets far enough away, Rod starts actually moving kind of like robotically after Dexion, like, yeah, I gotta apparently have to approach. Hold on a sec. See. Here.
reminder that there's 2 Alexas as well.
The second Alexa's just kind of gonna hang back beyond the glitches.
Cool.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
It's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map.
The map, it's a map, it's a map, it's a map. Yo.
Drawing space.
So, Dexion, you can move your map token, right?
Okay, yeah.
Good. Everybody's just like, go, Dexion, go.
I don't
Go
know.
talk to him.
And Roderick's like right here.
Yeah.
So you get close enough to this figure who's sitting on the edge of the fountain, and they look over at you, and you can hardly see their face. The shadows underneath this cloak are extremely deep,
Mm-hmm.
and their head is just kind of tilted to the side, as if they're listening.
Can I do one thing before Dexion gets too far away?
Mm-hmm.
Alexa is going to just kind of like mutter something to herself, and Lara, Sterling, and Dexion are all blessed.
Cool.
Cool.
You might could use that, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
So you step up to this mysterious figure nicknamed Squall,
Mm-hmm.
and they just fold their hands over themselves in their lap and they look at you. Yes.
so, Squall, is it?
That's what I go by these days.
Okay. Is there anything you need help with?
No. But your friend needs help. The
It'd have to be.
darkness is not so easily thrown off.
Dexion looks back at Roderick,
Mm-hmm.
and gives him a look of like, what did you do?
I know you're mad that you took the deal with the darkness and became the warlock of it, but I threw it away. I'm not doing that anymore. Why are you still upset? And Squall just says, "It is not that easy." And he's and they stand up. And I'm afraid we are running out of time. So if we went to combat now, unfortunately it would take us over time.
Okay.
But I will describe how this happens. So he stands up and he looks between you, Dexion, and Sterling. And he says, I need you to show me you have abandoned the darkness. And his form wavers. And now there's a bronze dragon there. And the bronze dragon roars.
Oh no.
I really wish we could
Bronze
go
dragon?
to... Yes, a
Does it
bronze dragon.
Does it look familiar?
Actually, yes. Yes, it does. It looks a lot like the Gust.
Of course.
Lara and Dexion, you recognize this dragon. But, it doesn't look friendly. Not right now.
Oh.
Now we could try to go into combat, and I'd have to stop like an hour later for dinner, and I might take a while coming back. Do you want to try that, or do you want to wait for next time?
Wait, probably, because I've got to do things since it's my dad's birthday, and I should be not here all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds important.
I'm willing to wait too. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So next time we will roll initiative immediately.
Sounds
Get
good.
this dramatic moment. This big dramatic moment here.
Yes.
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.
Wow.
Bye.
We might not die. Bye.
Uh...